Okay, so we were discussing on Tuesday. We're up to the pasuk of Harefe l'shvur lev u'mechaber sh'lasveisim. Right here you go. That Hashem heals our hearts, heals our broken heartedness, bandages our sorrows. Good stuff, really. Things that I'm sure we all want, as we said. And we spoke a little bit about how, if you look at the three psukim, right? The Nidche Yisrael Yechanes, maybe we'll catch you up a little bit. Nidche Yisrael Yechanes, right? You're a Reifel Shvur Leiv, and Moinen Nisbar Lekachavim. Those three come together to teach us something really beautiful. What? Right? When we have broken-heartedness in our hearts, right? We feel sad, right? How does HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually bandage us? From the previous pasuk of Nidche Yisrael Yechanes, he brings people in, right? We know that when you have a friend or a support or a father or anyone who can really hold your pain for you, you reach out to them, you talk to them, you share what's going on, and they're able to sit with you for a few minutes and hold your pain, and that helps you lower your stress because you're connecting with someone else, right? You're getting rid of the isolation and you're actually connecting with someone, releases the hormones in your brain. You feel a little bit less, stressed. You feel, hey, this person accepts me. This person still loves me despite, the pains that I'm going through, the struggles that I'm going through. And you feel a sense of peace. At least someone's able to listen. Someone's able to connect. That person's still able to, instill with you hope. Hey, if this person likes me still, other people could too. And that's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu can do that for us. The same way, right? He's there to listen. He will gather us in. And through that relationship, through His unconditional love, not for our accomplishments, but just our essence of who we are. We're just His child, we're His son, we're Meir, we're Eli, we're Netano, we're Shua, we're just His children, right? That connection that we have with Him, that ability for Him to love us unconditionally, no matter what, and if we could tap into that a little bit and recognize, to see that Hashem really does care for me and love me no matter what, we can start having that same love and compassion to ourselves, right? We mentioned that kids perceive themselves the way their parents view them. If the parent, throws them to the side and is not important, then the kid's going to grow up with that trauma of not feeling important enough. If we could tap into how Hashem looks at us and Hashem loves us, we could start feeling that same way, that same thing. So we started talking about that a little bit. Now I want to go into an interesting sforno. But first, we need a little bit of Jewish history. So in the next 90 seconds, we're going to recap Jewish history. What? David HaMelech. Yeah? David HaMelech was the first king of the Jewish people. He collected, as we'll say later on today actually, and I love when things connect together. It's really surprising. But he collected about I have it in my other thing, but like 2.5 or 250, $250 billion David HaMelech collected to build the Beis HaMikdash. $250 billion. It was 100 talents of gold and 1,000,000 talents of silver, and I did the chat GPTs. It's worth about $250 billion. Okay? Back then it probably was worth even more. But nowadays it's worth $250 billion. But he did not live to see the Beis HaMikdash to be completed. His son took over. Then the Jewish people did a little bit of a split. Shlomo's son tried to take over, and basically it turned into Binyamin and Yehuda as on the good side of the Jewish people, and all the other 10 Shvatim being bad people, serving Avodah Zarah, etc. A few hundred years of that back and forth. Good kings, bad kings, good kings, bad kings. There was the story of Sancherib and King Chizkiyahu, and they were surrounding Yerushalayim, and they all died of like a random plague. The first night of Pesach, big, celebration. Eventually, it's a hard word to say. Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian king, destroyed the Beis HaMikdash and exiled us to Bavel. And there we had a lot of intermarriage and bad stuff. Then Purim happened. Right? And eventually Ezra and Nehemiah led a small group of a rally, a percent of Jews to go back to Eretz Yisrael. They rebuilt the Beis HaMikdash, the second one. Then came the Yevanim of Chanukah, and then Roman Empire and Titus destroyed the second Beis HaMikdash, and here we are. Okay? So that's a little bit of a story. So Ezra and Nehemiah. Ezra. The Sforno writes something very interesting on this pasuk, right? The pasuk of Haroifel Lishvura Leiv. Okay? And this is, I think, pretty remarkable. Okay? He says, Shashchu Tarasan Begolas Bavel. The Jewish people, we forgot the Torah in Bavel. V'nasan Refuah al Yedei Ezra. And Hashem sent a refuah, a way to bring us back in, through Ezra. Hechel Bavel Idris es Torah, to teach us Torah. Hashem Asas Gluman Beisol Chak Umashbet. V'chabesh Lasvaisim Shenasu Nashim Necharius. Right? Ezra came to help us. We were marrying non-Jewish women. V'ahim Mechalim as a Shabbos. We were being Mechal Shabbos. V'nasan Trufa al Yedei Ezra v'Nechemya. And he gave us a medicine, a way out to connect back to him through Ezra and Nehemiah. Now I have a question, guys. In the time I have a question. Why, it's so random, why did the Sforno choose to pick Ezra? This specific story about how Hashem heals our wounds, Ezra, before the second Beis HaMikdash was a trufa, right? And I find it also interesting, if you think about it, all of the people, right? Guys, all the people that Ezra helped and saved, all the people that were in Bavel doing bad things, what were they doing? They were, sleeping around, they were doing what they want, they were partying, they were going off the derech, okay? You think those people, the people that were like having a good time and Ezra tried to, bring back to Yiddishkeit, bring it back onto the proper path, are they what you're going to call Shvurei Leiv and people who are atzav or who are sad? I don't know. It seems like they're having a good time. So, Ezra, why did they pick Ezra? Out of all the stories, all the different times where the Jewish people were in a bad place, in a negative spot, why pick Ezra? And why pick these people who are just having a good time? What's going on here? What's the Sforno's thing? So, I think, perhaps, that we see from this, the fact that the Sforno picked out that how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, listen to this, guys, this is an important thing. The fact that he picked Ezra to be mechabesh la'asvaisa, it was a time where the Jewish people were off the derech, right? That's the true sorrow that we have. They picked this example, not other examples like by the Meraglim or in the Midbar when we were sad and we were hopeless and we were and all the different other times. But they picked this specific time because we were doing bad things. We were chasing after our taivas. We were following the Yetzer Hara. And that is the true sorrow. Because we all are constantly running around, taiva after taiva, chasing things around, trying to find that happiness in our lives. But we know in our heart of hearts, our neshama really knows, because our neshama has tasted the connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that the neshama is just aching for something more, aching for something real, aching for that connection that it once had. Because he knows what it tastes like. Your neshama knows what it's like to connect with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's the true sorrow, the true pain that comes out. So we picked this specific one, this specific Roifel Lishvura Leiv because through Ezra, because that's really when you're trying to figure out why am I so sad, why am I not happy, it's because we're lacking that purpose and that meaning in our life. And when you're stuck there, in that place where you don't feel happy, you don't feel like you're connecting, you don't feel you have meaning or purpose, who do you reach out to? You reach out to Ezra. Not because his name is Ezra for help, but because he's a rabbi. And you reach out to someone who can help you. You reach out to someone who could love you. Reach out to someone who you can trust and reach out to that tzaddik and reconnect to your roots.